You are listening to the Rick Magennis Show podcast, where Rick and his guests talk all things affiliate program management. No topics are off limits. Want to learn proven tips and strategies to grow an affiliate program? Look no further. Today's guest is Hanan Mayan, the CEO of Trackonomics. He is an affiliate tech entrepreneur with a programmatic advertising background. He is obsessed with making affiliate tech good enough so that it can compete in the big leagues. Now here's your host, Rick Magennis. Enjoy the interview.
Welcome back to the Rick Magennis Show. This week, I am speaking to Hanan Mayan of Trackonomics. We are going to be discussing the evolution of affiliate marketing, how tech has played a role in the evolution of affiliate marketing. And I'm going to just discuss with Hanan his journey here and how his company is helping to revolutionize the affiliate marketing industry. Hanan, welcome to the Rick Magennis Show.
Thank you. Hi, Rick.
So how you doing?
I'm great. I'm in London and it's sunny for a change, so I'm loving it.
I know. Every time I see a picture of England, I always see it's always cloudy. Always.
It kind of always is, but not today. So
we'll enjoy it. I appreciate you jumping on here with me. I love bringing on people that are experts in their particular niche within affiliate marketing, and you have a specialty in the tech piece, and we're going to get into all the technology that you have created and have available to the affiliate marketers of the world. But first, I want to just get your background, how you started affiliate marketing, and what led you to affiliate marketing is the first place. What led you there? And then just tell me your story of how we got to where you are today.
Yeah, so I think like a lot of other people, I sort of stumbled on affiliate marketing in 2010. And at the time, I was a digital marketer, and then I was general manager for a company called Spark Networks, which operated a lot of dating websites. Those dating websites were very niche. So we used to run and operate websites like JDate and Christian Mingle and so on. And these are very mature. Even in 2010, it was already a very, very mature online model. Online dating. And so most of my work really consisted in making sure that, enough users come in and convert on the other side. And it was a very professional operation. We had very advanced funnels. We knew everything. And we worked primarily through large media buys and Google, which was at the time, believe it or not, but AdWords was only about 9 or 10 years old. Facebook was super new. They only started at the time. I think they only started paid advertising in 2009. So really, for an online marketer at the time working, there wasn't, the channels were very limited. You had Google, you had, outbound newsletters that you could do, and then a little bit of Facebook. And then into that mix, and specifically in online dating, there was affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing at the time, as soon as I sort of started operating that, I was fascinated by it, partly because I couldn't really figure out why isn't it catching on more. At the time, it was it was like the sort of ugly stepbrother of digital marketing. It was most companies that were heavily invested in affiliate marketing were companies that were operating on verticals that were banned from traditional, let's call it, marketing. So, we're talking pharma, we're talking gambling, porn. These were the guys at the time that did a lot of affiliate marketing because they couldn't advertise on Google, essentially, and on Yahoo or any of those sort of big portals. And so that also dictated, I think in many ways, the kind of publishers that would provide the affiliate traffic. So it was a very weird space to be in like 2009, 2010, very weird. Our biggest affiliate at Spark, for example, was a domain squatter. That just owned a bunch of domains that looked a little bit like ours. And we would pay them a fortune every month just to do us the courtesy of redirecting their traffic to where the traffic was supposed to initially go. But of course, that, evolved very dramatically after 2010. And today it's a completely different industry. I think I've said it many times before. I think we're actually, all things being equal, minus Corona and all that. But I think, we're we're on the cusp of a real sort of golden age of affiliate marketing, performance marketing, in my opinion.
That's an interesting point you bring up. Can you just elaborate what you mean by the new golden age? Because it's fascinating, and I'm sure what you're going to say is going to be fantastic.
So I think that sort of every industry has stages in its evolution, and I think originally affiliate marketing was something that was sort of pioneered mostly by Amazon, and it was mostly aimed at sort of mom and pop shops and small operators in the very early days of associates, of affiliate marketing. And then it got discovered. I think the kind of first jump of affiliate marketing, I think, was in the sort of early 2000s. Was as I said, when all these industries that wanted to get exposure and wanted to get traffic but couldn't get on the sort of traditional advertising, digital advertising channels, discovered affiliate marketing. That was the sort of first stage of affiliate evolution, the first sort of jump forward. In 2009-ish, around the sort of recession time, I think the second sort of transformation of affiliate marketing started, and it was transformed by coupon publishers. Early coupon publishers in 2009, 2008, and well into 2011 and 12, and largely since to this day, became the dominating type of publisher in affiliates, later to be joined by cashback and loyalty. But essentially, we're talking about traffic that offers very high value to the consumer and very high value to the advertiser. And so it was a no-brainer, and there was a big leap forward. And I think it was what it did for the industry really is it legitimized it. I think that pre-2009, I think affiliate marketing suffered from a pretty bad reputation in digital marketing. But what all these guys did, all the coupon guys and the cashback guys and the loyalty publishers, they've made retail take affiliates seriously and work with affiliates seriously. And it transformed the industry. And I think between 2009 and 2015, 16, certainly, they were the dominating forces in affiliate marketing. And again, to this very day, if you look at the map of publishers, you will always find a cashback and a coupon site at the top of the list in terms of earners and so on. There's been recently more and more discussion on things like incremental value and the lifetime value, the incremental value that advertisers get from coupon and cashback and so on. But I'd rather not get into that right now. I think it's a complicated topic.
Oh, no, that's a totally different podcast.
Totally podcast, for sure. But I think what happened, this stage of the evolution where we're at right now, is one where content and advertising, and specifically content and retail, meet. Because what we've seen in the last few years, and very much accelerating in the last 2 years, is the coming into the scene of the large content websites, large content creators. So no longer sort of blogs or even influencers that were kind of early birds to come into this model, but actually the large publication, the large creators, the Hearst Media and Condé Nast and New York Times and CNN and BuzzFeed and all the big creators that have embraced e-commerce and affiliate marketing as a core monetization strategy, as a core revenue channel for them. And I think this is the final stage of the transformation of affiliates, in my opinion, into a mainstream, completely legitimate industry. And it might sound weird to people who've been in it and operating in it for a long time, but I guarantee you that still for a lot of people outside of our industry, if you would have even 3 or 4 years ago said to someone that works at, I don't know, like at Google, at like a big media agency, oh, I'm focused on affiliate, it was like, what is it? Why? Whereas I think now that is certainly not the case. And I think every large company in digital marketing now is reevaluating its position in that space because of that transformation, because of the big content players that have started operating in that space heavily.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when I do research for clients to find publishers, and I'm doing research for sleep products, and all the top results are like the CNETs and the Business Insider, Wirecutter, all those are the top publishers nowadays. Mm-hmm. And when I have conversations with clients, the first thing they say is, I want content producers. I don't want coupon affiliates anymore. Right. Again, going back to the whole coupon issue, they don't see the value, but there is value there, but it's got to be done properly. Yeah. But they want content, and they want these big websites, and just going to your point that this is where we're headed.
It's almost like a no-brainer. I mean, when you think about it, there's been a lot of chat in the industry in the last few years about influencers and the value of influencers. But these guys, they are the real influencers, right? If you want to talk about, gadgets and tech reviews, you go to CNET. If you want to read reviews you trust, you go to Wirecutter, and so on and so forth. So I think, these publishers have tremendous clout. And of course, in their respective verticals, obviously various Condé publications on fashion, on men's health, they hold a lot of clout in those verticals around the content that they produce. And also it is, what's called sort of like top of the funnel traffic, which means this is often content that is exposed to users throughout their journey and not at the very end, and I think for a lot of advertisers, I know, again, without getting into it, but the thing that I hear a lot from advertisers is, well, the problem with coupons or the problem with cashback is that often users have already made up their mind in terms of purchase when they go and add that coupon, and when they go and add or do the purchase via a cashback link. So incrementality is put into question, and I've seen a lot of very good arguments on both sides of the equation. But the question that the advertiser asks is legitimate. Whereas I think that with content publishers and this pieces, this question isn't asked at all. Like any user that comes in from a BuzzFeed, for example, is a high value user that's been caught and redirected at the top of their funnel, right? At the top of their sort of exploration on the user journey. And they definitely transform into higher LTVs over time and so on. I think that there's a mountain of data on that, and it's unequivocal. And I think that's why advertisers want that traffic. And I think the fact that they can now get to that traffic on a CPA basis is extraordinary, because in the past, when it was all CPM based and display driven, well, it wasn't that good because display isn't that good. And it's an inherently limited platform and technology, display advertising, in a way that the content is dramatically different. So I think that's one of the main reasons why it's been so successful in the last few years.
Well, to also add on to that, I think what makes it appealing is that the brands don't have to be the mega brands to be working with these type of publishers either. They can be small mom and pop stores, as long as they have a good product and it's going to show the publisher's readers value, they will take it into consideration. And that's been a real game changer in my opinion.
Oh, completely. I mean, again, when you think about like a publisher like BuzzFeed, for example, which has an immense amount of monthly traffic that goes to their website, but also that entertains a very personal relationship with their readers, right? So BuzzFeed writers, BuzzFeed editors clearly have their own audiences. It's very clear when you read that content, when you engage with the BuzzFeed content. They could literally turn a business from a mom and pop shop to $1 million business overnight, with one post that is aimed at the right demographic and is promoted in the right kind of way. And a sort of almost like an adjacent trend to that is the fact that, the direct to consumer trend, which it's not a trend. I mean, it's a fact. But we're seeing so many direct to consumer brands that have emerged in the last sort of couple of years that have done incredibly well on content websites. I mean, to me, the Daily Beast comes to mind immediately, and some of the work that they've done with direct to consumer, which was amazing for both sides.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I see this just only ramping up from here and getting more and more popular. And the problem's going to be everyone's going to be fighting for those publishers, and it's going to be at the point like what gives and what they may have to put certain criteria in, or there may be more strict guidelines. So that's the only issue I see with this, is that everyone sees the value in it, and then they're all going to want it, and then what? I
would argue that that's a good problem, and primarily because I'm a big proponent of the publisher side, and I think content publishers put infinitely more work and more thought and more strategy into their e-commerce content than the amount of work that is required, for example, for a coupon website or a cashback website to put in. And then they not only do they need to put all these resources to create the content, but they also need to put in additional resources on SEO, optimization and all that. So it's a costly operation to run a good, profitable content creation business and to monetize it with affiliate links. So I think that affiliates, the publishers, should be paid more, and I think that's a good problem to have, essentially. Well, especially if you're a publisher. But the other thing is, even if you're an advertiser, we do a lot of work with data sources which are non-affiliate data sources. So Google and Facebook and so on. And the fact remains that let's put it this way, without getting too deep into the numbers, even if you tripled the ROAS, that the sort of average ROAS that advertisers pay content publishers, you would still be significantly below what those advertisers pay Google or Facebook every month in terms of the ROI that they're getting, right?
Right.
So yeah, publishers, need to get paid more because they work harder, and two, they drive incredible value, much more value per click, ECPC than Google or Facebook. I know the data, so I would debate anyone that claims otherwise.
Nope, I agree with you 100%. And when I have conversations with brands, I always recommend paying those top publishers more than the default for the reasons you just explained, is that they're providing really high quality content, and it's going to be, in some cases, game changers for some of these brands. And when I tell them that, they're always open to it. They don't ever say, no, I don't want to pay them, because they know the value they're going to get from it. So paying them more than your standard publisher or affiliate is really, to me, it's not even negotiable nowadays. You have to do it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that the trend will be not just a sort of an increase in price, which to me seems to be completely market driven and normal, but also the models that have emerged and that will emerge are going to be more creative and more interesting for the consumers. Because, and again, this is something to remember, just because you offer to pay a publisher more money doesn't mean that they're going to write about you or they're going to put your e-commerce links on their website, because ultimately, at least the good ones have a profound loyalty to their readers. So none of these publishers can stick links for brands that suck or for products that are, subpar, or, they need to maintain their readership. And for that, they need to turn out excellent content that is reliable. So it's not going to be helpful to you if you just pay more. They're not going to write about you unless you have something valuable to offer to the consumers. And I think that is a very, very key factor. And one of the reasons I love this affiliate model so much, and one of the reasons I love this current situation we're in so much, because it forces the brands to offer something more to the consumers. For the publishers to be willing to write about it, to be willing to promote it, they need to give value. And for them to give value, that value needs to be passed on by the advertiser. So it's no longer just about, hey, I'll give you more, I'll give you a higher CPA. That stuff might work for seasonal promotions on cashback websites, but it isn't going to work for GQ, right? If you want to work with a publishing brand, with an audience, you need to give that audience something, and the publishers fight for it. So they're getting more for their readers and more for their consumers as well. So basically, everyone is winning from this model, literally everyone. And that's the beauty of affiliate marketing, really.
No, it is. And that's why I fell in love with it, just because of the diversity in it. And there's so many ways to make money, where I was always taught that affiliate marketing isn't a channel. It encompasses all of the marketing channels into one in essence, really. And that's what I try and also get across to people I talk to that just consider it like a separate channel. When I say no, that there's so much diversity out there, and with affiliates that we have the content producers, you have the social media influencers, you have email affiliates, you have paid search affiliates, you have them all, and they all do it on performance basis, and it really can ultimately for small operations can save them a lot of money while also increasing their brand awareness in the process. Massively
so. I come from programmatic advertising. My background at the time, what I did was mostly dealing with media buys and with Google, and with Google buys. So I know that space very well. I believe I've sent you an article to read before this podcast. So which actually is a very interesting calling into question of the real value of paid search. And that's what I would say to a lot of small, medium, and even large businesses as well, is, you spend so much money on paid search. we all know that this is by far the biggest budgets, go to Google PPC, to Google AdWords. Do you actually know what you're getting for it, right? And if you ask most advertisers that question, they'll say, well, yeah, of course I do. Like, it's very easy. I know how much I spend and I know how much I'm getting because I know how much, sales I'm making at the end of the month. But that is actually asking the questions wrong, because the real question is, how much would you get if you stop spending that money, right? So would you still get most of those sales done if you cut down on those budgets? Would you be able to increase your ROI by reducing spend? How much is driven to your brand directly, and how much is Google Ads sort of capitalizing on that and cannibalizing on that? I think not enough advertisers are asking themselves that question. And I think those questions are very easily solved in affiliate marketing.
Yep, because the answers to most of those are, if they take away budget, the answer is going to be no. They're not going to get any more, get the ROI they want. So with affiliate, it's we've talked about it. It's pretty much the opposite. They can still make money.
Exactly.
And no, I want to just transition here into the tech side. I know you're an affiliate tech entrepreneur, and I want to just get your perspective on when you started in the industry back a decade ago, the affiliate tech versus where we are today in terms of tech, and how it's not only made the affiliates' lives easier, but also brands and affiliate managers.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting topic, because I think first of all, it's weird to be even saying the words affiliate tech, right? Because it's basically a subsection that until very recently didn't really exist. You have MarTech, you have AdTech. Is affiliate tech a big enough subsection of that to be given its own name? Well, I certainly think that at this stage it is, but it wasn't something that was out there for a very long time. And in fact, I think one of the key differentiators of affiliate marketing for a very long time was the disparate nature of the technology used. Essentially, everyone was building their own stuff, right? Everyone's building, publishers building their own tech, advertisers building their own tech. The only elements that were sort of shared across the industry was the networks. The networks were the ones driving innovation, driving technology, some of them doing a good job, some of them doing not such a good job. And then around those networks, you had sort of little technology clusters. But very few companies were able or even interested in putting technology out there to serve the entire industry, right? And I've seen countless publishers that have built their own data collectors, agencies that have been their old CRMs. But I've seen very few companies, back in, say, 2015, 16, that were trying to build technology to serve all of the industry. And I think now it's very clearly changing. Now there's clearly more companies that are looking to look at opportunities on an industry level. And we're certainly one of them at Trackonomics. We're looking at the whole, how can we build things that serve, if not the whole industry, very large segments of the industry, rather than just ourselves or just a small section.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially nowadays, everyone is looking for, on the management side, everyone's looking for ways to simplify their lives and automate things and have everything in one place. And I think you have a good solution that takes care of that for affiliate managers, at least, because typically as an agency, we manage multiple clients over multiple networks, and pulling that data out and going into the platforms every day is tedious. And having one centralized location for everything so you can analyze everything and make decisions there versus having 100 screens open. So do you mind going into a little bit about how your technology is helping out brands and affiliate managers?
Sure. Yeah. So I think the problem that you're describing, which is essentially the problem of data consolidation, is one that's been in the industry forever. By its very sort of siloed nature, if you are an agency or a publisher or an advertiser and you need to work with multiple sources of affiliate revenue or affiliate data, then you very quickly run into huge admin hurdles in terms of getting the data into one place, normalizing it, and making it actionable. And I think that this is a problem that has plagued the industry for a very long time. And that's kind of how we started, I think, probably about 4 years ago. I think it's safe to say that we were the pioneers of that field, probably one of the first, or probably the first company out there that was offering data consolidation as a service and as a platform, so as a SaaS solution. I think very interestingly, what we've seen is sort of a hyperbolic growth in the complexity and sophistication of some of our clients over the last 2 years. So And that sort of required us to create a much more advanced, much more sophisticated layer of technology. And today, I would say that data consolidation is sort of entry level stuff. There's a lot of companies that do that. And I think it's like almost like a basic requirement. You can't really work in affiliates if you don't have some sort of a solution that does that. For us, the technology that is making the difference now revolves around attribution, especially revenue attribution, automated link solutions and tagging, essentially things that allow publishers to scale up their operations. So, and I think this is where we are now, where data consolidation is a sort of basic service that we offer. But I think the core of our services today revolve around content revenue attribution and scale up services for large publishers.
No, excellent. So basically, you're saying that a lot of the technology is moving towards like trying to find where content producers are and how they're writing about brands, and it makes that easier for affiliate managers to find out that, so that they don't have to do as much legwork. They have software that can do it for them. Is that right?
So I think on the affiliate manager side, for affiliate managers, for account managers to be able to log into somewhere and just see for a particular client that they're managing how much money they've made for their clients in the last 7 days and who were the publishers that have driven most of that revenue. I'd say that 2 years ago, that was good enough, right? That was a lot. If you were able to give that to one of your clients, then they were happy. But I think that as the market gets more sophisticated, that isn't going to cut it for a lot of advertisers and hopefully for the agencies that work with them as well. And I think we as an industry should demand more of ourselves, of our technology, of our service providers. And I think that the stage where we are now is no longer a stage where we can say, okay, here, client, here's the publishers that have made most money for you. That's cool. But can you tell me something about the actual content? Can you tell me something about the products, about the links? Can you tell me who my competitors are on this space? Can you tell me what am I running up against? And can you tell me how to change it? And can you provide me with the tools to change it? And can you provide me with the economic model that supports it? And can you do it really quickly? Because I don't want to work on quarterly lags of activity. These are like the sort of future challenges, in my opinion, or I'd say current challenges that are going to be resolved in the sort of near future. I think that's where we are now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Because you have brands that are fighting for these top publishers, but their competitors may be in there already, and you want to find out who they are, and maybe if there's something that you can offer that they're not to these publishers to help it along a little bit. Not saying you're going to sway their opinion, but just to get in front of them and possibly leverage their audience. So yeah, those are. I agree with you. Those are where I see it's going too, and I'm excited about it because it gives everyone more opportunities to make money and to spread awareness without breaking the bank. And we've been talking about that for this whole time. Is about affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is not like paid search where you got to dump tens of thousands of dollars every month to see a return. You can put a small amount of money into it and still see a significant ROI. And that's why we both love affiliate marketing, and that's why I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, I mean, quite the opposite. I mean, I think it's this industry has been buried so many times in the press and, by its own people. It's been rebranded, still in the debate, affiliates and performance and partnership marketing and, all that. But the fact remains that there is a tremendous amount of business to be made, which is based around performance, where performance is the main driver. It doesn't need to be the only driver, by the way, but is the main driver. And there will always be publishers and there will always be advertisers that want to operate outside of the two highways of digital marketing, which are Google and Facebook. And Not only is it not going away anytime soon, I think we're looking, like I said, I think we're looking at a golden age. I think we're looking at a very serious increase in spend on that channel. But for the channel to be able to command higher budgets, it needs to be able to show efficiencies on an industry level, on an industry scale. And I think that's where we've failed as an industry many times. And hopefully that's one of the things that Trackonomics can help fix, is efficiency is sort of an industry scale. I think that's always been our vision for that, really.
Yeah, no, and I believe you're gonna do special things. use the tool. I like it, and it's very helpful in many ways. But I want to transition real quick. We touched upon it a little bit, why companies are investing more into it. But I want to hear your opinion on why you think companies aren't investing in affiliate marketing, why they aren't putting the effort into to grow their affiliate marketing program, if they have one at all. I like hearing different perspectives, and I want to hear yours on why you think that.
I mean, my answer to that is actually, I've had many conversations with many brands that told me that they either don't do affiliate marketing at all, or that it's a very low priority in their marketing burner. And the reason for that is almost always a misunderstanding of the opportunity and of the channel, coupled with the amount of effort required to get started, right? Again, this is a point that I've often repeated on many different occasions. So, when it comes to misunderstanding the channel or like misunderstanding the opportunity, I think thankfully in the last sort of year and a half, 2 years, there's been so much awareness growth around e-commerce and publishers, mainstream publishers entering the affiliate space, that I think that this is definitely changing. The perception, the understanding of retailers of the affiliate space is changing, and it has already changed dramatically. But the second one is a problem that keeps plaguing us as an industry, and as an entrepreneur, it's one that bothers me greatly, and is how complicated it is to get started with affiliate marketing. If you are a monkey with a credit card, you should be able to get on Google AdWords with about 15 minutes, right? So it is so easy to get started and to start spending money with Google ads or with Facebook ads and with a lot of other solutions. And you can literally be up and running and start getting traffic to your website in minutes with a tiny bit of work on your end. But I challenge you to show me an affiliate program that has launched in less than 4 weeks, right? If you're able to show me an affiliate program that launched in less than 4 weeks from inception to sort of traffic coming to your website, I would say that that's certainly a rarity.
Now, are you talking about launching without professional help or with professional help?
Well, I'd say that without professional help, I would say it's way more than 4 weeks. But I think, even with professional help, you're able to reduce that time, but you're not able to reduce that time to the sort of minutes or hours or seconds that we're talking about when we compare our channel to Google or to Facebook or to other programmatic avenues. And I think, you talk to a brand and they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on Google. And you're saying, well, why don't you try, working on affiliate marketing? It's like, well, I'll need to hire a team. I'll need to put a new pixel on my site. It will require engineering resources. I need to talk to the CEO. I need to approve like headcount. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to, contract to an agency. There's always like retainers. The hassle involved is a deterrent. And I think that is something that is a recurring theme. I'm happy to say that I think this is changing. A lot of it is changing because of agencies that are doing a better job recruiting clients now and getting them into affiliates. A lot of it is changing because the perception of affiliates is changing. But there are still massive hurdles and barriers of entry to creating an affiliate program across most networks that if Google did that, they'd go out of business, right? But we just accept it as a sort of an industry pillar. It's just the way it is. You can't change it. And I very much like to challenge that.
Absolutely. And that's part of what my mission is too, is to provide better education for these brands to help them set it up without have it take 6 to 8 weeks to do it, because a lot of these brands that I talk to are smaller brands, and they don't have creative people on staff. They don't have tech people, and they got to outsource all this stuff. And that goes back to the time. And I'm trying to work on ways to challenge that, as well as trying to figure out how can we make this easier and knock down those barriers for brands to start up and have a program and demystify all these myths that they have and get them to see how profitable it is. And it probably can be one of the most profitable pieces of their business if they actually understood it and put the effort in.
Yeah, I think that I think it very rarely isn't. When you do affiliates and you do it properly, like some brands that I've seen, then the ROI on that channel always crushes any other ROI on any other digital channel by a light year. But it takes that sort of initial friction to get up and running, and that is a big deterrent, like I said. For us at Trekonomics, and certainly for me, the holy grail has always been this sort of question of, or vision, is like, how can we make this as easy as an AdWords campaign? How can we get a brand to start getting traffic instantly, right? How can we make those connections, make those, power these connections and empower all sides to partner with as little friction as possible? And I think it's in many ways incredibly difficult because of the nature of the industry, but very much achievable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like to talk to you more about that offline here, since we can probably go on for another 2 hours about that. But no, I'm going to wrap up. I do appreciate you coming on, and I want everyone to be able to connect with you. Where can they find you online?
LinkedIn, that's might be a bit sad, but it's probably the only social network on which I am these days. So if you look for Trekonomics, if you look for Hanan, not there are many Hanans out there either on LinkedIn. You're probably gonna stumble on my profile. Otherwise, on my email, which is just Hanan, Hanan @trekonomics.net.
Perfect. Thank you. No, this has been a phenomenal conversation. I appreciate you dropping your knowledge and expertise and predictions pretty much for the future. I appreciate it greatly, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the future.
It's been a great pleasure, and thank you for having me, Rick.
Thanks, Hanan. I appreciate it.
We want to hear what you thought about this episode. You can email Rick directly at rick@bearcatmedia.com or leave a review where you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe because new episodes will be released every Wednesday. Thank you for listening to the Rick Magennis Show podcast. Never miss an episode by subscribing to the podcast in iTunes, Google Play, and wherever podcasts are available. To learn more about Rick, go to bearcatmedia.com.